Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So today we're going to go ahead and address a few more, I would say, leaked details in a sense, because now I think we can start talking on that front. For those of you who may not know, the subreddit is very active in terms of Gotham Knights. And also there's a Twitter user, Suspicious Tension 1, aka George, that has been posting some really valuable information. In fact, a lot of people have been posting a lot of stuff and tagging me on Twitter, and it's been really nice. And I've just been watching from the shadows, just waiting for the official confirmation. And and everybody knows this because I've said this in many cases that for me, the very best way to inform you guys is when we have official information out there. But still, I try my best as much as I can to keep an ear to the ground as to what's going on. And just recently, it was mentioned in some of these threads that there is a possible beta that may be coming for Gotham Knights. Now, this has me really excited because for me, I think one of the things that's been spelling confidence with video games these days are betas in a sense, and also demos. That's something that we haven't seen a lot of, but there are or have been demos for some really landmark games. Near Automata, it had a demo that you can play. In fact, if you downloaded the demo at that time, you still are able to download it again. It's attached to your library and you can play it. It's a very small segment of one of the missions, but it really does expose you to a very good segment of the game. Even though for me, I remember playing the demo and I was so enthralled. And when I started up the game, I was shocked as to how different the game, started and where that chunk of gameplay was actually pulled from. And I really enjoyed that experience. The beginning shocked me in a sense. It was really good. And I'm looking forward to, to things like that. And I'm saying to myself, if we get a beta for this particular game, a small slice of that mission, how wonderful, how awesome is it going to be for us to be able to get something like that to get our hands on? If anything, because the game is a co-op game, I think a network test might even be appropriate or be in line to kind of serve fans and serve audience members. One big example is like the way Elden Ring did its network test. It provided a splice of the game, kind of a really stripped down version of the game, and did a network test with the game. And a lot of people were able to experience that if they were chosen. I signed up for it, but I didn't get, unfortunately, I didn't get chosen to actually partake in it, which is fine. I mean, I eventually, bought the game, and I'm enjoying the game. I've put some stupid hours in that game right now. It's crazy. And so I think that's something that's definitely going to work for Gotham Knights, even if it's just a small snippet, of something that we've been shown before. I mean, shoot, if it's this particular footage that we're watching right now, like, you can only play this particular segment in the demo, and they make a refined, polished version of it that you can just download and you can start from where she's riding her bike and you can kind of get into the game and, see some really interesting parts of it, test out different ways to take out the missions and kind of get a feel for what the game is about. That could be also very cool. Another really cool thing is, it sounds like it's out of the question, but for those of you who may or may not know, there were, I would say announcements about multiverses getting tests, and they sent out this, huge mass dissemination of information saying, hey, the tests are going to be coming up. If you want to sign up, go ahead and sign up. So I'm not saying it's something that will take away. That's a different kind of game, don't get me wrong, but it's not impossible to get a splice of a video game like this in today's day and age because a lot of games have seemingly been doing that. Now, here's the challenge, though. It's a little bit uncommon for superhero video games to do this because superhero video games are quite subject to spoils and spoilers, even with a very minute amount of detail because of so much literature and so much material that do surround these IPs. It's quite challenging to bring a small splice of the game. Even I remember 2018 Spider-Man when they showed that E3 reveal gameplay reveal. It really did show a lot. I mean, but the game was robust and the developers were confident in the product that they made. So I think they were very comfortable to kind of show that aspect of the game. But in my opinion, I think this is something that the developers, the publishers, the marketing team need to entertain very seriously and ensure that there is a demo, at least a network test across the board for all platforms so that people can actually get their hands on the game and actually see what it's like. Now, in terms of the timeline, it's probably not going to happen until maybe closer. Maybe we might see something in the month before, or maybe we might see something, say even in the weeks prior to the release of the game. That's also another possibility. But I think it's definitely something that the developers probably need to do. And like I said, in today's day and age, with newer and newer games coming out and different expectations being set and met, it was definitely going to be something that would aid this game right now. Because again, for many, the concern around this game is the fact that it got some really interesting delays, and some people would like to see, their concerns put to rest by getting a splice of the game that they can just something tangible. You know what I mean? I think that for fans, it's very, very important. For people who may not be fans or who haven't even heard about the game or who don't necessarily follow the game, it could also be very critical and pivotal for them to make up their minds if they're going to be hopping into this community. Because if the game is a well-made game, I think one thing that you're going to see is it's going to be able to, bring in a lot more people that are willing to check out the product. And that's always a good thing. It's always a good thing for everybody to be able to, have the opportunity to test out a game that you're interested in and, maybe even play the game and all of the above. But pretty much that's what I wanted to go ahead and share regarding the game currently. Do you think that there should be a beta in the game? Do you think that the beta should be comprehensive or at least show a good splice of the game that gamers can actually play? And what would you like to see if there was a beta in the, for the game at all? I mean, do you think it should be something that's very detailed, or do you think it's something that should try its best not to give spoilers and, all the challenges that are actually involved in bringing out a beta for a superhero game? But that's pretty much it for me. Thank you very much for watching the video. I really do appreciate you guys' time, your audience. I appreciate you guys participating in the videos, and hopefully we'll talk very soon. Peace out.